Hey everybody, it's Cam, and today we're going to be talking about the decks and the cleaners you should be using if you are going to play as the role of medic on your team in Back 4 Blood. I am going to make a video like this for each of the basic roles in Back 4 Blood, so if you're interested in seeing the decks and cleaners I pick for those, make sure to subscribe and to like this video. Alright, let's get into it. If you are going to play as the medic in Back 4 Blood, you should either be picking Doc or Mom. Doc gets 3 free heals on her teammates once per level. She also gets 15% healing efficiency, and she gives her team 20% team trauma resistance. Mom will give her team 25 temporary health if anyone on the team ever goes down. She also gets +1 support inventory, and she makes it so the team revives 100% faster while making everyone's temporary health decay 20% slower. Before we get into the decks, I'd like to make it clear that there should only be one medic on a team. Having more than one medic means you'll most likely have a bunch of cards that are wasted, such as Medical Professional, which one person only really needs to take. I would also like to add that while building these decks, I had no hope difficulty in mind. So looking at the 2 decks I've made, they actually look pretty similar for the first half, because if you are playing the medic role, there are a few cards that you need to take. The 3 cards I would say you need to take if you are going to be the medic are Medical Professional, Needs of the Many, and Support Scavenger. In No Hope, you do not start with any lives right off the bat, so Needs of the Many will give everyone on the team an extra life. That way nobody else needs to waste a card slot to have one. And I believe in this game, 1 extra life is all you need, so this card is perfect. Medical Professional is probably the most important card in any medic's deck, because it can restore this life when using a defib or a medkit, and they will heal 15 trauma damage. Since in No Hope you don't get your lives back at the start of the next level, this card is super essential. Lastly, Support Scavenger should be in your deck. That way support items will spawn throughout the map, and although someone else on your team could technically take this card, it is best to guarantee that someone has it by having it in your deck, and this card does stack if someone else happens to take it as well. The 3 other cards I have in both decks that are not as important as the first 3 are Poultice, Group Therapy, and Fit as a Fiddle. Poultice will give your teammates 20 health over 30 seconds whenever you use a healing item, and this is just huge, especially when you get the Corruption card, Pure Chaos. Group Therapy heals all teammates for 8 health whenever you use a healing item on anybody, meaning you'll be getting extra value out of everything you're using. And then Fit as a Fiddle is just nice to add a little bit of extra room to give your teammates some temporary health, whether you're using pain pills or a beefy medkit. So that's all the cards that I share between the decks. Now we are specifically looking at the Doc deck. I also put Well Rested in there, and that's because this card works well with Fit as a Fiddle, and it makes it so when you use a medkit, it will heal into somebody's trauma damage, and it will go even further into the bolstered health. For Doc, I put in Shoulder Bag. This will give us a few extra slots to hold our medkits, because that's most likely what we're going to want to hold on to. You can get your teammates to carry all other healing accessories. But there's also another cool thing that happens when you take extra slots as Doc. Although it's not huge, it's kind of cool. On the first level, if you have 2 support slots, Doc for some reason will start with 2 bandages. It's not that big of a deal, but hey, that's 1 extra bandage. EMT Bag will just make our medkits do even more healing, along with bandages and our free heal. As Doc, we have 3 free heals that we can use on all of our teammates once per level, and this works well with Charitable Soul. That makes it so we will get 50% of whatever healing we do. As Doc, you don't really want to ever heal yourself unless you've lost a life. Doc builds are usually based around getting rid of trauma as well, and that's why we take Field Surgeon and Medical Expert. That way when we're using pain pills or bandages, we will be taking 4 trauma damage away from our teammates. Medical Expert will also give you 50% more revive speed, and it increases everyone's healing efficiency by 15%, including yourself. Experienced EMT will give your teammates 10% more max health, more stamina, faster stamina regen until the end of the level. It will only work once per level for each teammate, but being able to give all your teammates 10% more health can be pretty big. In this deck, I've also put Magician's Apprentice. This will just make it so our reuse chance is a little bit better, which will be pretty useful since we're using healing items all the time, and getting a reuse on a medkit just feels good. Lastly, in this deck, I've put Headband Magnifier. This will make it so you use healing items faster, but that's not the real reason I put it in here. I'm mainly putting Headband Magnifier in here because I think for Act 1, the dock should be the one that loads the cannon at the end of the level. In this deck, we have absolutely no cards to make us do more damage, so there's no reason that we should be in charge of defending. This card is amazing for Act 1. It's a little useful for Act 2, but it's almost completely useless in Act 3. So if you were to change out any cards in this deck, I would definitely start with Headband Magnifier unless you're doing Act 1. Alright, now taking a look at the deck I've made for Mom. Past fit as a fiddle, I put Boxo Bags. This will make it so you have 3 support slots now, since Mom starts with 2, and now everyone else on the team has 2 support slots to hold on to stuff for you, such as medkits and bandages. Because for this build, we are focusing on using pain pills. Mom's abilities are really based around having temporary health or giving temporary health, and for that reason, we are going to take stimulants and chemical courage. These cards will make it so when you give pain pills out to your teammates, it's going to be buffing them and making them do a whole bunch more damage. So the best time to use these would be at the start of a horde, and then for the next minute, your team is going to be super strong. And the temporary health is going to decay a little bit slower since you're Mom. We are also going to take antibiotic ointment. This will give your teammates 10 more temporary health whenever you use any kind of medical accessory, and you'll have a little bit more healing efficiency if you do have to use a medkit to restore life or a bandage to give some health back. Since we don't do a lot of healing and this deck is mainly based around pain pills, I also put Amped Up in here. That way your whole team is going to get 20 health every time a horde is called in, which is a decent replacement for not being able to heal your teammates' health a lot. Since we're not healing trauma with this deck, I'm taking Safe Room Recovery. This will heal your teammates for 15 health, but it will also heal 7 trauma damage. It's not a lot, but it's something. You might have to use some urgent care burn cards if your teammates do take too much trauma, but if you're feeding your teammates pain pills at the right time, they won't be taking too much. Mom also gives temporary health whenever someone on the team goes down. So to go with this ability, I'm putting Avenge the Fallen in the deck. That way if a teammate does happen to go down, everyone else gets temporary health, and everyone else will also get a huge buff to their damage, reload speed, and you'll have unlimited ammo. This will make up for the fact that you're down to 3 teammates, giving you a better chance to survive. As kind of a wild card, I put Overwatch in this deck as well. I think Overwatch can be a decent card, but you have to completely ignore the picture. I don't think this is a good card for the sniper on your team, because the sniper should be focusing on killing specials and not commons. However, I think this card might be good with Mom. Since she has the ranch rifle to start off with, she can sit at the back of the team and try to pick off commons towards the front, which can give the team a bunch of temporary health, and the temporary health you give will decay a little bit slower. It is important as the medic of the team, you should be positioned at the back of the group with your damage dealer / sniper in front of you. That is so you can protect your sniper from commons. And now with Overwatch, you just have another reason to be sitting in the back. Lastly, I put Headband Magnifier. It's the same reasoning as before. I think the medic class should just have use speed for Act 1, maybe Act 2, and you can switch it out in Act 3. Alright, those are my 2 medic builds for Mom and Doc. What do you guys think? What would you change? Is there any card that is completely wrong and should never be in a medic's deck? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a good one, everybody. And a special thank you to all of our members that make this channel possible. Dan, Deadkill, Death, Shaw, David Salmon, David Morals, General Underpants, SAS Pro, Gluttonous, Bits, Christian, Cyber, Dawes, Thomas, Alex, 40k, Enclave, Fabian, Caden, Rianne, Digbick, Bruh, Wrongform, Calervo, Jared, Burger King Yummy, Aska, Just Andrew Things, Rourke, Stefan, Soda, Teddy, Darth, Isaac, Sunshine, Cam's Banana Bread, Bruce, Fire Rain, Christian GQ, Tibhib, Dev13, Kim, Jesus, Nicole, Viking, H Game Enjoyer, Sir Bean Dip, Tim Jim, Freewall, Xanaku, and Charwolf.